So we're asking today, does television hair influence what's happening in the nation's hairdressers? We've got Catherine Scoble here, BAFTA-winning hair and makeup designer. Welcome.
Hello.
And we also have Director of Hair at the Francesco Group, Anya Dellicompagni. Lovely that you've come in as well, Anya.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. Now, Anya, what is it about telly hair that people like to copy, do you think?
I think for television, it plays a massive influence on what we see. We see it daily, and people do definitely take inspiration from people on the TV. And when it comes to hair, from our salon, you see it daily that people will refer to styles that they've seen on somebody.
Is it sometimes unrealistic, though?
Asking for myself. Of course. And I think what's really important and something that we aspire to from Francesco Group is that it's all about, you can have an idea and an inspiration of a look of someone you like, have seen, but you've then got to have it tailored to you as an individual.
Okay, so I'm hopeless at this sort of thing. Can you describe Jed's hairstyle?
So she's got it's a short hairstyle.
Bobbish, isn't it?
It's kind of a bit shorter than a bob.
Okay.
It's quite short at the sides and the back, and it's got a bit more length on top. It's something I would say that is it works on a lot of people, and again it goes back to it's got to have something that's going to suit you, your personality,
right,
your face shape, your lifestyle.
Catherine, you were working on the film of This Is England, and then all the resulting Channel 4 shows as well. So that was 80s hair, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the beginning of the 90s, I think, at the very end.
Exactly.
How did you research all that?
It was a whole mixture of things. I asked lots of friends and family to send me family photos, so photographs of real people and real hair. Spoke to people that I was at college with at the time. Various means of research, and also I could remember it.
Yeah, and so can I. Did you have a bubble perm?
No, of course not. No, I was
incredibly
a bit cooler than that,
so I didn't actually require one. But anyway, but what you did, I think you wanted to avoid the big shoulders and the big hair, didn't you?
Yeah,
for the
definitely.
Show?
Because working with Shane Meadows, I think, as most people know, his films are very sort of realistic and gritty, to use that word. And I wanted to get away from Dynasty and Wham and all of those popular references.
Hair,
and that was a very conscious decision to move away from what people think of when they think of the 80s. Yeah.
So you thought what you were doing actually was a much more realistic portrayal of what real people were doing with their hair.
Yeah, I think so. And also we were reflecting youth culture of that time, and there was so much going on. So there were mods, there were new romantics, psychobillies, and kind of we wanted to reflect that, really.
You can cut hair as well, can't you? And you started off... Did you start off cutting hair before you went into telly?
Well, I went to hairdressing college, so I trained as a hairdresser after I'd been at art college.
Right.
So, so that's a long time ago now, but yeah.
Yeah, but do you remember people coming in with totally unrealistic expectations of what you could do for them, which I guess Anya works with on a daily basis?
What I do remember is looking at people on TV and in film and thinking, oh, I want to look like that, and taking a picture to a salon, and then working out that actually that haircut may not work on me or may not suit me, and not everybody realises that, but I think that's the thing that happens, isn't it, that people come into your salon and
they do,
and their face shape may not suit the haircut.
Well, I think a Jed wouldn't work on someone who didn't have cheekbones.
Exactly.
You'd need to have the right features, definitely.
Well, you're being incredibly polite. I'm just saying, basically, if you've got a face like mine, all cheek and no bone...
No, but it would suit you. It would suit
it?
you, yeah, it would. But again, you wouldn't copy that exact style. You would have it tailored to then suit you and your hair as well, which is what's important.
I'm having my hair cut later today, actually. I think we'll leave the conversation right there before it gets too personal. And basically, I'm having a consultation at the licence fee payer's expense, so that wouldn't do. Thank you both very much for being here this morning, Anya and Catherine, and your thoughts on television hair. If you've got the ultimate TV hairstyle that maybe you've actually done it, you've had it done for yourself, let us know. Anya Dellicompagni and Catherine Scoble ending, sun, you know what I mean, light. Right, Anya, Catherine, hair. We didn't get on to great hair in House of Cards. This is the Robin Wright hair. Now, you're a fan of that, are you, Catherine?
Yeah, I'm a fan of her, actually.
Yes.
She's a great character, and like the character in the new Sunday night drama, The Night Manager.
Yes, yeah.
Very
Jed.
similar. They have similar haircuts, and they're kind of different, aren't they? They're kind of a little bit masculine, but these women are very beautiful, so it kind of works. And also,
There's no justice, is there?
No, there's no justice. And also, I think to use a horrible word, it's relatable. I think people watching those programmes will think, oh, perhaps I could have a haircut like that. And I think everybody watching television programmes like that kind of want a bit of it, because they're kind of quite glamorous in their own way, aren't they, those shows? And I think we all as viewers want to have a little bit of that in our own lives, and I think those sorts of haircuts lend themselves to the woman on the street.
Well, other hair mentioned by our listeners, Jane Fonda in Clute. People did talk about Joanna Lumley, Purdy, of course, but Rachel in Friends, Anya. Now, are you a fan or not of that?
Yeah, very much a fan.
Go on, justify that.
I think I kind of grew up my teenage years loving Friends, but her haircut, I think she showed women how to kind of have their hair shaped that little bit more when they've got length. And she does have truly beautiful hair. It does always look immaculate, and she has changed her hairstyle over the years. And
Has she? Jennifer Aniston?
She has, yeah. She's generally stayed quite long, but she kind of goes mid-length or longer, but the way she wears her layers can vary.
Catherine, I don't think you're keen on the Jennifer Aniston,
Rachel.
Rachel.
Only in that I think it spawned the whole straight hair thing. Yeah, having straight, polished, shiny hair. And I think, and this is possibly a terrible thing to say,
Get it out
I think
there.
it was a little bit boring.
Yeah, there we are.
Awful.
Controversial stuff.
Awful.
We haven't... let me just... This, I suppose, leads us on to a brief, and I'm sorry it is only a brief, mention of black hair. And I mean, what I know that you have, is it the Afro Stylist of the Year who
We
works,
do, yeah.
works for
Michelle
you?
Thompson, who works at Francesco Group's the Afro Stylist of the Year, yeah.
And why did she win that?
To win the actual title, it was a competition where she had to produce a collection of work on Afro hair, and she is absolutely amazing at what she does.
So what are the current trends then in black hair, as far as you know?
At the moment, the way it's going, it's very much about embracing your natural textures. And women who have got extremely curly hair are, I think, learning more and more how to control it. And we're coming away a little bit from, not everyone wants to have their hair chemically relaxed. Because
What is the expense and the time?
it's that, but it's not, women are prepared to spend money on and time on their hair, but it's what it does to the condition, and it does restrict you to what you can do, colour wise and things. You can't play around as much.
What does it do to the condition of the hair?
It can be damaging, and it's got to be done very well. And this is where you need to go to a professional hairdresser.
Well, and one that knows about black hair. You can't go to any old
Definitely,
hairdresser.
you've got to be specialised, of course. Yeah, you have. And products nowadays are getting better, and there's more products out there that allows you to embrace your natural hair texture, and for it to look great. As long as you're using the right products, you get a good haircut, you're advised well on what to use. That's the key. It's about something that's going to work for you, your personality, your lifestyle, and your hair.
And Catherine, are you... I mean, I'm perplexed, is the only word to describe how I feel about the teenage residents of my home and the amount of time they spend on their makeup and their hair. That is a new trend. I mean, it used to be that natural was the thing, but not at the moment for anyone.
Really, it's massively. We've moved away from natural, as far away from natural as you can get.
And who do you blame? Who do you blame for this?
Well, maybe it is the whole. Well, I'd have to say Kardashian thing, because that's where all the tutorials about highlighting and contouring your face with all this massive amount of makeup. That's where that all came from, and Instagram and YouTube tutorials. I think they're to blame. Yeah. I don't know, that's awful to say that, but I think I'm right.
I mean, I'm still just slapping on a bit of foundation and hoping for the best. And paying my children to do my makeup when I need to terrible.
Children, I think, well, girls nowadays, unfortunately, are really good. They're really good at doing makeup. I don't know whether that's a good thing, though.
Well, that's a topic for another Woman's Hour.
Yeah.
Hey, you're in the right place. Thanks for that idea. I'll put it forward next week. Thank you both very much for sticking with it this morning. Really appreciate you coming in. And do join Jenny for the programme and the podcast tomorrow.